Yo, what's happening, good people? Welcome to Lesedi podcast. Of course, I'm your host with the most, Kinakoko Moyo, Dr. Refile Moyo. So many titles. How can you not get confused? I saw there were actually people on already who are in anticipation of the stream. You guys have already dropped comments. I know there's someone here called Dark Skin Fat Girl 01 who says, excited, I love Dineo Langa. Also, someone else is Bonisile. I can see who pronounces Vanessa how. You're saying, Chogoza Koko, I can't wait. Claire. Bueno. Matlati says, Lesedi Khanya. I'm so excited. And Sam Cam says, Ritseni, the gifted society. Come on with it. You don't know that hashtag if you're not a part of us. So, welcome everybody. And I'm going to be hosting you today. Before we get our guest online, I would like to have everyone comment today about where they're streaming from. Not the platform because it can show on the side there like Mahlatsi, who just joined. Artobela Goko, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. So, you're going to be commenting about the location of where you're streaming from, also about where you are located. Instead, like, are you in the house? Are you at home? Are you listening while you're driving? Are you stuck at the office and waiting for the traffic to die down? What exactly are you doing and who are you doing it with? And also, I would like to encourage each and every one of you guys to please hit the share button as well as the like button so that you can let your friends know about this cool environment that we have where we get to talk about everything that matters to us. Sam Cam says they're streaming from Cape Town. Vuyokazi Ngwenya says Thokoza Koko Magube Guhle, I'm in Durban. But the addict says I am in Pretoria and I'm home. Well, guys, how's your day? And most importantly, I'd like to ask you a very serious question, right? And it's going to be trending throughout the whole series of the City podcast. And it goes as follows. What was that one time, that one moment where you got to see and be affirmed that Badimu exists, like that idlozile aphila? You know, whether it was through a dream that affirmed something that was going on in your life and you didn't share it with anyone else and the dream was like so bang on, or someone walked up to you and like literally stamped it on the nail for you that actually Badimba Pela. I think for me, if I was to share a story, I've got so many of these moments that I know Badimba Pela. But I think for me, the part that resonates the most was when I was at the very beginning of my calling, right? And while I'm in the beginning of my calling, I'm lying in my bedroom. I'm sharing it with my siblings. They were still extending the house, so we had to make room. And while I'm in the space, I am I'm dreaming. And before then, I am being told that as utuyolala but anyikulale. So I'm like confused, like what you talking about? And only to find that I'm like, I ignored it because like like I've been moving around furniture, dusting and mopping, only for it to come back again tomorrow and I have to do the whole exercise all over again. And then I go to bed. While I'm sleeping, I see these two groups of people, right? Literally representing each of my family members. And each of them have a message for me. On some, why now you listen to them? Why when they talk to you, you listen to them? And Tina, when we talk to you, you're dragging your feet. And I'm like, I don't even know either of you guys, you know? But these two collectives literally made up my ancestors. And everything they told me literally taught me about myself, taught me about my calling, taught me about every dimension of myself that was unbeknownst to me. And that was madness because, like, I had never known such information. Only years later did I actually see all of these things play out. And only then did I, like, dawn on me that because at the time, it was just a dream. I had no reference. It was like just a lot. But until the moment where everything was playing out in real life, I was like, snap, get out of here. I've seen this before. And it also begs the question, why do Bana Baba Dimu have so much experience with deja vu? Do you think it's unique to just you? Or do you think you're going mad? But actually, Deja vu is part of how our ancestors talk to us and let us know about the things that are going to come. It's in preparation for us to be able to deal with these moments, because by the time they happen, you no longer react like a first person encounter, but you are reacting with more of an enlightened position. So that's my question for you today is, what was that moment for you? That one time where damn sure that these people actually exist. They're not just a figment of my imagination. They're not just asking for ridiculous things from me. These people actually exist. Let's see your comments. Sheesh, there's a lot. Regcine guy. Okay, Bots had said that they're from Pretoria and they're home. Lerato Moloko says, awesome. Home, cup of coffee, can't wait. Goodness. Yo, was a one Khalisa and I've got a bottle of water here near Banda. Like, okay, and Kundi says, Togoza Koko, watching from Venda. Ah. Dineo Mutupi says, Lesedi Koko, Kikena from home. In Naledi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bex Deuces says I'm home in Beria. Matlati says Matlati still in the office, but I'm from Soshanguva originally, from Sina. Please put it up again. That one is small. Siwaba wana sinwaba Rwan. Oh, you said, oh snap! Washes hands. They say, yo guys, why tell to tell me? Like, are you trying to see if I'm dyslexic or what? Because like, points to you, my thoughts. Side eye. Jabs the star CB says Lesedi Koko Mamosa Mupedi or Mupedi ne says Lesedi Koko watching from the Free State. Welcome. And you didn't get the comment. It's in a most of them are saying Togoza Koko, I'm from Pretoria. Ritsene Koko Dumelang, Togoza Koko, Togozani Zindlonza watching from Durban. We are within pop, virtual hug. Okay, I see what you did there. I don't ever sound desk. I'd be like, I'd be like going in. Lorraine says, Togoza Koko watching you from. Okay, I went too far. From Joburg. Togoza Koko watching from Mabopane. Studying, listening from Northwest. Watching from Centurion. Watching during my work break. Utomilena Komang, baby. Hi, honey. I see your profile picture. I knows you. I'm at work. Mapaseka says Lesedi Koko. Charlotte says, watching from Hammenskral. Togoza Koko. Morgan says Lesedi Koko watching from Soweto, Khanya, and Barrow says that they're watching from France. Bateni says from Newcastle. Says Kundi. Oh wow, Bochum. Okay. You see that one? I know how to pronounce without a glitch. Did you see that? No struggles there. Kronstadt. Okay, here comes the answers. The moment for me, Goko by Sibusisi way, was when I dreamt of myself at war, wearing ipai and beads, fighting an invisible force with Izangoma and dancing Gikita after our victory. Aluta Cantanuva, Cantanuva. Hey, Sawinala. One of the stories also, I'm looking for stories from Dunkeld. Still at the office. Welcome, Kwanele. As well as Coco from Cape Town. I'm sure there's an app for that. Oh, yeah. Oh, the mixing. I agree. The mixing, the one I probably. I almost forgot what you're talking about. Noah says that they're from Lone Hill. Enjoying the rain. I'm also hoping that the rain doesn't ruin what's going on here, because like my network is gonna like forget about it. Knocking off at 10 p.m. What time did you start, Gogo? Hey, when I got lunch break, you already got and how many hours have you put in, ma? So yeah. Any word from our guest yet, sir? Tell me your answers of when you knew. Tell me, when did you know that Izozili Apila? That's particularly what I want to know. Who has shared the stream? Who has liked the stream? I'd like to put you on. And also, guys, I'm going to be running a secret competition based on the participation of the channel. So if you don't participate, don't be surprised when you don't get no mail from me. You heard? I'm watching from the East London, says Sinazo. Thompson says, was when my late grandmother, put it up, please, I can't see. When my late grandmother told me that I will get a job, and she told me even a salary. When I got a job, the salary difference was 100 rand. That's hectic. Okay, everybody, can I welcome you to my guest? She is stuck in traffic, so she could not have done the things to do the things to make the parts to happen and to reappear and to resurface, So
Oh.
I would like to everyone to put their hands together in helping me welcome Mrs. Dineo Langa.
Hello. Sure, guys. That time the
Hello, Mama.
rain, the rain she's going.
What happened? Are you parked under a bridge?
No, I managed to somewhat get home. I just can't get out to get to the home because it's pouring. Yes, it's pouring badly. Badly. Okay? Badly.
Maragoko, whatever, like the rain is blessing. So why would you avoid something like this?
Angali, but Lena ifoni. I'm not sure about putting it in the rain.
Chafa, ndota chafa.
Hello.
How are you doing, beautiful?
A bit tired, but I'm okay.
Okay.
How are you
What have you
doing?
been up to today, ma'am? I'm great, thank you.
Running around trying to make a collection happen. I feel tired and like annoyed and all these things. And the only time I'm going to feel awesome is when everything comes to life. And that always happens with me. I don't like feeling the stress of the situation. And then when I've got everything together, I'm very happy.
I think, do you maybe think that there's a lesson that is coming with these kind of moments that you experience? Because, of course, you're going to be happy when things fall together. But what do you feel are the lessons right now as you go through this?
Sure. It's such a layered lesson because it's not that we're necessarily in uncharted territory, but to get to the level of production that we want to get to, it's going to take a lot. And I think it's learning as you go how many it's almost like taking stock of, I'm going to need X amount of people, I'm going to need X amount of stock at the time, I'm going to need this type of connection. Because also it's so strange, but it happens in retail, and it also happens even behind the scenes when you're part of the textile industry. You don't, it's strange how South Africa gets diaparo tsa winter um towards the end of winter. And I was speaking to like my suppliers, and they're like, our biggest problem is that we also get winter fabrics late into winter. So I'm like, okay, I'm very much the personality type that wants to problem solve, that wants to be
Turn
like,
ahead.
no, but this is something that's holding us back, so how do we break this boundary? Because every other retailer in the world, they know gore, in Spain this time it's winter, in the US this time it's winter, so we have to start making this type of fabric at X time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like now it's more of a problem solving situation, and how quickly you can problem solve as well. But of course, always the lesson with me is, excuse me, a bit more patience, which whoa, non-existent.
You never met her, ne? Anyone by the name of Patience, ne?
She is at the till at Pick and Pay only.
You got your piece.
100%.
Answer.
Next customer, please.
I'll conjure just to get everybody into the same room and to understand what you're talking out. Can you please tell also the viewers today exactly who you are, utumile ka eng, and what is this textile business you're talking about? Because like, ro tseba o le mo di-TV tsa rona, no bua ka diaparo, and like, sister, dintsha.
Yeah. Lina laka ke Dineo. Ke nyetswe Galang. My maiden surname ke setlogolwana sa ga Moeketsi. I'm pretty much known as an actress for the most part. My career, has had like shades of like presenting here, music here, but a lot of what people know me for is for the acting. Um, yeah, and during pandemic in Ayarona last year around November, I decided to follow my passion ya go ira diaparo, and I
Okay.
went into business with my husband. So ra decide gore hangata ka manyalo a tradition, monyadi le bakhapi, they're always catered for, but the guest and we took this leaf out of our own traditional wedding,
Oh, yeah, okay.
because yeah, with our traditional wedding we were like, please uskatla ka jean le kick and poboza le top e tshweu e nang le hemlining ya shweshwe. Ke a kopa, don't do that to me.
You're gonna ruin
I
our
wanted,
pictures.
yeah, o tlo ntshenyetsa dinepe, so please come in. And batho ne ba le confused. Ke ngwetse mo invitationeng ka ngola formal traditional.
Ooh,
Formal
that's hectic.
traditional. Batho ba re ke eng formal traditional, ka re le tla bona ko pele. If o batla itse ba magadima Jehova. Yo.
Yo, sounds hectic.
Dude, this is so hectic. So ba mpotsa ba nong gore formal traditional ke eng, ka re from top to bottom o be wa apere traditional. And truly they indulged me and they got dressed up, but tlile ba le right. So then when we were sitting down, we were like, the rona ra attend manyalo, but it's so difficult. Tshwantse o ye kwa le kwa, and there's no one-stop shop for two people that want to shop for traditional clothing. Ntate Matamela a kwala country. So we had plans of ready to wear already. And that was
Okay.
for later 2021. Ai, Ntate Matamela a kwala country ka December, a re tlogelang manyalo ana alone. Ra re ai. Re mo mathateng no. We have to really change the strategy. So then we decided, let's push up the plan. Let's do the ready to wear thing. And ke rona ba end of Jan, deep within ready to wear, because re hirile.
And
Ya tshungwa kusemthungweni. So that's what I mean by the textile industry, that yeah, we're now neck deep in the textile
and the
industry.
brand is called Port LNG, right?
Port of LNG. So
Oh,
how the
yeah,
so how that name even came about is because
yeah.
it's so interesting how it's a tricky balance to manage, being a couple in entertainment and a couple that's
Sure.
sort of recognized in the public space. People want every piece of you and they want to see you all the time. What are you doing? What's going on in your relationship? So when my husband came up with the name, it was very much alluding to also one of the reasons why we opened this business was this is a piece of us you can get to know. And this is why we call it a port of LNG, which is our surname, my new married surname, without the
Yes.
vowels. So it's port of LNG. It's a little piece of us that you can get to know. Hello? Have I lost you?
Hello.
There you are.
Yes, you just sound like a mouse currently.
Yeah, I sound like a mouse. I'm okay with sounding like a mouse. Can I tell you why?
Your picture's even frozen.
My picture's frozen.
Yes, ma'am.
This thing doesn't respect me.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't. Oh, Lankika out.
Yeah, just to reset it for yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna go inside. Okay. All right, chap. Mara wang kutla
Sharp.
byanong mos.
You still sound like a mouse baby and you're still frozen. You're like
Okay, shut
McCain fries.
up.
Shut up. Uh, it's funny, just as she hangs up, her picture comes back. But it'll be lovely to actually have her reset her channel. But I also saw something that's quite interested by Pepisa here. Is I just want to say you're an inspiration to me, Coco. With your IT background, I'm more than confident now to take on both fields when the time comes. Coco, thank you so very much. You know what? No matter where you decide that you want to go in your life, you will leave the highest seat, the most important seat, leave the most important title or the most mundane of jobs to even elevate your spirit by going to do a more powerful and spirit guided job. So just go to where you're led. Just Skalwana, don't fight. Don't fight. Queen says she loves Dineo's designs. Touch, do you have any of her photos that I put in that email so that the people can see what she's talking about? Just for extra, yes. And also Thompson already, we read that one. Actually, this is quite interesting. Got a very interesting question for this Dineo lead. This Dineo lead. We're going in on her today. So also, guys, beloveds, if you have any questions that you would like for me to ask my guest, please feel free to add it in the comment section, because I want you to get the most out of her as you possibly can. I'm not just interviewing her because I absolutely love her, that too, but I actually want to, teach everyone that no matter where life sends we have so much more in common. And for instance, COVID lockdown happened to everyone. No one is more important than anyone else. And it actually forced for everyone to dig deep and look within so that they can rebrand, reestablish themselves, look at how they're running their lives. And because whatever used to work before currently didn't work anymore. And it actually was posed a threat to wondering and questioning whether it'll still be just as relevant when all of this is done. So I love that her and her husband Zotile was able to move and migrate from the stationary viewing of themselves. By stationary, I'm talking about the images of themselves that they had previously chosen. So it begs the question: what about your life had to move? What about your life had to change? How different was your life been ever since the virus and the pandemic has hit? Because all of us were challenged. I mean, like we had no choice. So it's either you find a way, tap into your creativity, open up new streams, really challenge yourself about what it is that you like. Also, sit down with yourself to figure out what it is that you like, who you are, and what version of you would like to present into the world. So I find it very fascinating that there was their outlet. And also, interestingly enough, it also predated even before the pandemic, as she describes, because they were already planning on doing pre and ready-made items. No, guys, the world, literally, the universe teaches us to be malleable as well as not to be rigid. So this is something that I find that is very interesting. Also about the struggle that she had. Um, that she has today when she talks about, I'd feel great if everything went according to plan. And I'm glad that patience was what she found to be the lesson of the day, because it shows that, no matter what you may think you have control of, when it comes to certain things, it just you gotta relax, bruh. Just sit down. Just sit down and see what the world can teach you. And that's so very important. I'm just gonna go to a question here by Queen, and they say, Kokomoyo, I used to dream a lot floating in the air and people trying to reach me. Then I was told I'm a prophetess and I have to help people. Have you started doing the work you're supposed to do? Flying means a lot of things. It talks about ability to begin with. So it's an ability that you currently have not tapped into now. Because if I said, let's step on the roof and let's take flight, you would not necessarily be able to do that. So as you transitioning to become a prophetess, right? Prophetess. Yes, prophetess. Then that's what's going to elevate you and help you be able to connect with your ability to become this magical person. Matati says, it's this Saturday I dreamt about a group of people wearing masari. attire, and they group themselves found out that you were a gifted person. So I'm gonna pass that. Coco, your sound is really bad. For real, for real. Is everybody sharing the same sentiment? Coco, is your side that's the problem. Coco, it's your side that's the problem. Okay, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my sound off do not disturb, and maybe that's gonna help. Because I think from then it was a challenge. What do you think, Touch? Do you think that's an idea that we could do? Hey, guys, excuse my background. Hi.
What's happening with your background?
Hey, I'm here.
Huh?
Hey, look who's in the house. We're in the
With lights and everything.
house. We're in the house.
Sure.
Hey,
It's
Ma,
a-
so I want to talk to you about dreams.
Yep.
I want to talk specifically about the times where dreams like played the most significant role for you, that even changed the stereotypes of the norms of how things generally exist or how they carried out. Like the moments where your dreams literally made you look at things so very differently and made you step differently. Can you maybe share a few of those dreams that at the time maybe they confused the crap out of you and you're like, what in the world? Sitso I said TV so. But it actually meant that yours was a bit different and it required you to make different changes.
Yo.
While you answer that, I'm going to switch off my do not disturb.
Oh.
Go ahead, I'm
Your phone.
listening.
Oh, it's such a tricky one. Cause now I'm just like yo. Yeah, I mean, before going through training, it I guess like for me, certain things were very much like a standpoint of fear.
Woo!
I used to dream of like really hectic bodies of water, but also water that's closing in. So, with time, that sort of became a symbol for me. Earlier, it was we're gonna get you. But now, I know what type of water to look out for to lead me to a particular meaning. So, water is no longer such a scary thing for me as it used to be. It used to be a very raw, messy, closing in, So, especially with helping clients that need dream interpretations, it's funny because then they bring those people who sort of get a similar symbolism to you. And when they're reciting their dream, it's like you have your own GPS and there's another Wi-Fi communication going, remember that dream? So this one means this one, and this is what you must explain to that person. I don't know if ke itlhalosa sentle. Where are you? Are you still switching off your do not disturb? Yeah, she's still switching off her do not disturb. I can tell she's definitely switching off her do not disturb. The thing is,
Hello,
they've been
Dineo.
hello.
Yeah, she's still just resetting her phone. She'll be back soon. Here she is, actually.
Okay. What's wrong?
My bad, Joe. Can I hide underneath the table?
What's going on?
Yeah, technology
Today
I'm full package, guys. Technology it's a king. Ne? It shows that
why
you know what you
only
have
do
to
not disturb? Why only do
No,
not disturb her for 6?
no, but to bang phone like the baby you're going phone la so I could say be like, you know.
Get it together.
Okay, I'm
Get
good
it
now.
together.
I'm good now. So you were saying, ma'am, about your dreams.
You didn't even hear my whole explanation. I'm just like, it's such a vast and a hectic question because there've been so many dreams. You're learning so much. It's like, oh, but like I'm a textbook. What example can I cite? But what I was sharing with everyone was in the beginning before I trained, Metina Tosa. It was a point of fear. And as with time and when I learned their symbolism, and even with interpreting the dreams of clients, I was saying that it's interesting because when I get a client and they've got a particular dream that is almost similar to mine, they go, you see, that's why you dreamt that back then, and now you're not afraid of it. You know what type of water signals what. But this one, you must explain to her that this is what's going on with her dream, and that's what it means. Yeah, so it's weird.
Okay.
But,
Did you eventually learn how to swim since you were being invited to the water so often?
Girl, I learned how to swim mad early. I taught myself how to swim.
Okay, that's cool. That's interesting.
I was afraid of it in the dream. So it would be like, yeah, that's what I mean. So it would be meti, like, let's say you're looking at the horizon and the water's coming in like this.
Oh, yes. Oh, but that dream is just showing the type of force that your ancestors are coming with. Meanwhile, you are this person who's standing on the ground with like flat-footed, like you're solid in who you are and where you are. Meanwhile, while you are waiting to go to this water, you no longer have no choices. It's coming to fetch
100%. 100%.
And it fetched you, child.
It fetched me by my hairs, my very relaxed hairs at the time. I don't even relax my hair anymore. But I had no chance, Shem. It was so interesting, and I remember that dream so vividly. It was
of course, no, there are some dreams you can't forget. No ways.
Yeah, no, Lapo bez keeper, bez that. It was like, yeah, you don't have a chance. You're coming this way. There's no other way to go. And I could feel I'm in Johannesburg, but Lewatle.
Oh wow, that's so crazy. Tell me then, how did you know then that you were getting a calling? Like what was the time for you when you were realizing that all of this means that you're being called to do something? And also, what did they title it as in the beginning? On a physical basis, did you feel anything in particular, that was relentless, that kept on insisting that, Bona, we need a reaction out of you? Like, what were there the signs collectively that made you act?
The signs were the water dreams, a lot of them. Because the last water dream was the one where I picked up the phone and I went, okay, fine, no problem, it's fine. Where am I going? I can go in tomorrow. I don't care. So the water dreams were consistent. Smells. I'd be walking around in the fanciest of malls. And my marker was always my husband. Well, he was my boyfriend at the time.
Yes.
And I'd be like, can you smell that? Is it me? Why does it smell so hectic? I mean, I don't mean to be gross. I think at some point I was walking in another mall with him and I smelled chicken blood.
Oh, snap.
And I was just like, oh, can you smell it? He says, no, my baby. I cannot smell him. So yeah, and then at night, when driving at night, in the peripheral, to see people at night. So it was
people
hella. Look, so driver and Arafeta fela ke re ke shebile so. Arafeta, it looks like gona le motho. I look back, a gona motho. Gogi, hello.
I'm here. Can you not hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but your picture is going. It's a no scrubs video. Yeah, TLC.
Can you see the Mexican wave also?
I can see the Mexican wave. Now I can see your Mexican wave. Yeah, dude. That's exactly what they were. Tsunami dreams. Not fun.
And being chased by a cow.
Yeah, that one of being chased by a cow. I was absent there. But tsunami.
Oh, snap.
Tsunami, we were one. Yeah, so you'd be driving past. Ore, how? No, man. There was a person there.
Yeah, guy.
Ha, ore e ro jeka ka khona o shebile dustbin. Dustbin e jeke. E nne motho. Karano. No, I'm over. No, kelello ya vaya. A vaya kelello ya ka. Actually right.
Vescopies.
Anchor right. All I knew was anchor right, bafowethu, anchor right.
But
Yo.
was it happening from a young age, or was it like in your adulthood? Like, did it only just show up? Like, usually when it comes to a spiritual calling, it comes after a certain period, whether it's the death of someone in the family, the birth of someone in the family, or some major and significant move. And that's what triggers it. So I'm trying to figure out, were you born a weird and special child who saw moving objects, or did it come after a specific moment? Or like, you can't just like poof. If you trace
Ah.
it back, there's a moment.
Look, I can say this much. I went to go have my first consultation,
Yeah,
2012 or something like that.
yeah.
And this lady said to me, "Yeah, babes, you're the chosen one." I was like, "No."
Hallelujah.
I said, "No,
Maybe the
sorry.
maybe the characters I act, maybe.
You're like, no, like I'm totally not that vibe. I mean, I'm not against it, but definitely not me, babe." Yeah,
Lol.
lol was my life after that. So yeah, it only look. Had I ever? No, I think it became more pronounced. Was it after my grandmother's passing? Because I mean, I had consulted before my grandmother passed, but I don't think I told her before she passed because also I was coming to grips with the fact that she's not okay. So my focus was there. So I think also that that was so immediately after she was gone, it was that need for, okay, you guys say I'm gifted. Let's see if I'll
Show
see my
me.
grandmother. Show me my grandmothers. Let's see.
And then what came after that? Since we're not going about Thomas.
Hey, Joe. It took time. It took time, but I could feel the signs. It took a lot of time.
Yes.
But yeah, when the moment came, it came tears and all. I was half me, half Josie at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh,
Semi-trans.
yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, now. Okay, no, yeah. Manje, we are inside. I'm fully committed. I'll see it through to the other side. Because those are my people, man. Those are my people. My great grandmother and my grandmother. Those are my people in this life. So I was like, let's do give and take. Yeah, well, if nyangena, ngicela ningishaye ngomseto wabogogo wami.
Yes. Yeah. And okay. So are
they
you a
did.
practicing healer?
Yeah, mama, I am.
So tell us a bit about your practice, maybe what like maybe the kind of clientele that you have pulled, maybe if you're open to like putting out your details so that the people can try get into Ndumbaya, how, like, just tell us how you work so that the people can know, where their boundaries are at or what Bokokos are asking.
Big boundaries. Magogo brings the clients.
Okay, cool.
She brings the clients to me.
Yeah.
I never ever go out and say, hey,
Advertise, yes.
nope. She brings the clients, and right now that is the way her and I understand each other. And I'll know that she's brought them. She'll make it very clear to me. Yeah, dude. Isithunya's corner, ubungoma bukhona. So mostly I'm in a space where I prefer females. Haven't dealt with a lot of males at this point. She hasn't brought me males. If I'm assisting and it's a male, I'm assisting Abafobe too with that regard. But like males, I deal with a lot of women and their issues. That's how it works.
That's actually what's going to be my follow-up questions. That have you identified a pattern or a trend when it comes to your clientele? And also, I know you live in a gated community. So when you say about Coco bring you, is it one of those things where you meet people, Makos, that you meet people go strateng? Like how do these moments happen for you to understand that Batuba Batisteke type thing? That's what I'm trying to get at.
It's so funny, and I'm even afraid to say it because I'm genuine afraid to say. There's a way it happens. I
Oh,
I'll say that much. Yeah. Somehow it happens by way of my cellular phone.
oh snap.
Yeah, and it shocks me because I'm like, yo, you were mad old when you passed. Um,
So how would you be able to use this technological
this
device?
technological situation, what's happening? How do you know to do
Oh,
that?
ding, 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 ding. I got an answer for you, Ma. You ready?
I'm ready.
So, I realized this about my ancestors coming up. Okay, fine, fairly. I was into technology. I'm a big fan of technology, but
Yeah,
there was a certain element of my ancestors being very progressive. They had a very big pioneer energy, and they
yeah,
would not be the last to know or the last to release or the last to come up. So they'll always come up with very innovative ways of
yeah.
how to make sure that my name is known. And kind of go, even when I started my blog, it was because I live Kodi Plotong. I was never exposed to the ngaka. Like ngaka, the first time when I was just to find out why am I sick and I'm falling and I'm all these things. So I never got to be exposed to them just randomly walking down the street. So
Yeah.
I was trying to find a community around me that where I can share my thoughts and my fears, and I wouldn't
Mm.
be the only one that's going crazy. And even the idea of the blog, I feel
Yeah.
like they took the wheel with that. So I think when you're talking about how, dude, you're so old, how are you able to use this device? I think there's a certain element about her that does not want to stay behind on a certain type of like I don't even want to say platform, but there's a certain language that she chooses to use. Hence, right
Uh,
now, your key identifier is that my phone, and I'm embarrassed to say because it almost seems like you're doing extra work to get this attention. Meanwhile,
yeah.
like you don't even have to do anything, and that's why she's showing up to you like that.
You know what? I could absolutely agree. And especially because you've said the word pioneer. When she was alive, Makoko was a huge pioneer. Just in as much as we were in our community in the East,
Mm, mm,
she was the
mm.
first woman to learn how to drive
Come
in
on
her
now.
community. This was in the
Mm,
60s. She
mm.
was, yeah, she was a businesswoman with a grade five education, our understanding of grade five education today.
Sure.
And like she had multiple businesses. So it was just one of those things where I was like, I can get it when you say she was
Mm.
definitely a pioneer, and I completely get then how the one person where I'm like, o itse ba la kae ke mang o rutileng app ke sa o ruta nna?" Because I guess as humans we always think we know better.
Yes,
And
yes,
they're
yes,
like, no, no,
yes.
no, 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 slow your roll. We got this. So
Wow.
yeah, no, I can totally believe it. I can totally believe it because I sit there and even the times when I know she's doing the melting pot of,
Yes,
hey,
yes, yes.
time now, you've got to help these people, because like sometimes as I feel, okay, give these people feedback or update or get in line with them, communicate with them, they
Mm-mm.
might communicate first and I'll know that that's her because then she's making us link to remind me to get on the
Mm.
span is waiting on me. So yeah, yeah, I can
So
believe it.
when you talk about that, you remind me of something I read on the Twitter streets, and there was this other Coco who commented and said, "Yo, bruh, like I was missing my man's this weekend, and I had people that I had to take to the river on a Sunday, you know." So I go to my man's house on the weekend, homonate,
Same.
homonate, ka, homonate, man. And
Yeah.
then she decides to cancel the clients tomorrow. Abo?
I saw that tweet.
I cancel Ntombi. I'm just gonna share the story for the sake of our listeners.
Please share it. Yeah.
I cancel Ntombi. And
Ka
Ntombi ke
confidence.
hore o decide gore ke fere I'm gonna come up with a new date. We're gonna fix
Yeah.
this chop chop. You know, nothing's broken. Nothing's broken. I'm just
Yeah.
my
That
man
sounds
heavy.
good.
So
Yeah.
good. Did the boyfriend not break up with her the following day?
Bo
So
expected.
I want to know. I want to know from you. From you talking about Gogo or Koena.
Yeah.
Spana, Batukiba. What have
Yeah.
you realized, or how does Gogo communicate with you when you decide to put on the Dineo head and remain that girl, that queen, and refuse to do what you're being told at the time? What has been your signal to tell you, Horo child, you're playing?
So, um, I have interestingly,
Mm,
I have you because we do need to offload as
mm,
healers
mm,
because,
mm.
amen, it's a lot.
That's a
Um,
lot.
yeah, and I have a spiritual mentor that I speak to a lot, and Magogo's made herself apparent to her.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
so yeah, when Magogo wants to drive a point home, because
mm.
now I'm coming with, oh, my life, it's wrong, it's this, it's wrong, I can't see, I can't this. And Magogo, I speak. She makes sure that I get an appointment with her. And kila ko aju, mind you, kila
Yeah.
ko. Usually ko ar
Get out of here.
bara umameli wena, bara umameli wena. Ba o file instruction, beke tse fitileng, wena wa ipotsa hore a ke tla iketla.
I've got
Look
time.
now, yes.
Mm.
Look now, walla.
Ngaze sola.
Always me.
Coco, what year did you graduate? Utase umunguni umdawo isithunywa the whole works.
The whole
What year did
works.
you do all of that? Yeah.
2017.
Okay. So like you're going into your fourth year now.
Yeah, I'm going into my 4th year.
Damn, you okay. We see you. Okay. Actually, while doing research about you, I found something that was really interesting. You may or may not answer. That's absolutely up to you, ma'am. You know.
You sound like you're speaking through small particles. Let's try again. Connection iPhone.
Okay, is it better now?
Ooh, it's somewhat better, but it's not great.
Yeah, I could see. I think it's also because the rain is building up here as well. So I think that's also what's troubling us. Yeah,
Okay.
with the same storm. Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. Can you hear
I'm
me?
gonna try and hear you. I'm gonna try and
Okay.
hear you. Yeah.
Okay, boo. So you have a choice whether to answer or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I read that as part of your coming together with your husband, you were instructed in your dreams to also lobola for your husband. How true is that?
Into yokukhunga angisho.
Into
So yokukhunga.
Okay. Is it like a Xhosa thing?
No, not necessarily Xhosa thing.
Okay.
It's almost like into yedlozi lekhaya, where it's two families coming together, and the ancestral guys must. It's not lobola. It's not into yokukhunga amadlozi. So idlozi elinye, we both have to ask if they agree. Because ningathanda
Okay,
ukulobolana,
that's
it can be
interesting.
fun here, in the physical realm, but also you must remember, as two healers, you're a combination of amadlozi enu coming together and choosing to work together.
I know, I understand. Yeah.
So it's definitely not ilobola. No. It's a
No.
it's not
Okay.
ilobola. Yeah.
No, I interpret. I can also understand why your the people that wrote about it were because they don't have the
Because they
insight
don't
or
understand.
understanding of amasigo when it comes to ancestry and being a healer. So
Yeah.
I definitely understand what that means, Ma. I definitely am with
Yeah.
you.
Because
Tell
we're
me
both
something.
healers. Yeah.
And also, that means you were obviously ulibile ingaka before you got married.
Yes, we were dingaka before we got married. So
No, makes a lot of sense.
it was so tender. Yeah.
And then Kemangu Twasiseng Pele, was it at the same time?
Same time.
That is
In the
so
petrol today.
crazy. Lithaga.
Technically, if we think about hierarchy, umkhulu.
But age-wise, like physical age?
No, he's a year older.
You know, because you guys are behaving so much like twins, especially when it came to your spiritual callings.
He's older. I promise you, he's such an old man. I always
No,
say
you
to people,
ask.
Kenyetse sugar daddy, because I always feel like this guy, Unali 60 something, he says he's in his 30s, but I feel like he's in his 60s.
Ma'am, are you 30?
Me, well, I'm in my 30s, me. Mina,
The lies you tell. The lies you tell.
Me?
No, Mara, actually, with the size of the dresses that you make, I can believe that, ma'am. You trying to show legs? You trying to bring your sexy back?
Yes. I give it like guys. In my life, I don't want to grow old.
Oh snap!
I'm a certified poposhane, me.
Yes, no, we'll hold on to that image. You will definitely hold on to that image. I want to know from you, my love, what is it that you are working on right now that you would love the people to know about you and to follow? And yeah, just to know about what you're busy with.
I'm a part of a new daily drama that's going to be on SABC3 from the 5th of April. It's a 7 p.m.
Cool.
daily drama. Yeah, it's called The Estate. So 5th of April, please turn your TVs to SABC3 and check us out. We're excuse me, a brand new ensemble cast. It's a beautiful story. It's a compelling story, but also, you know, our strides in ready to wear as Port of LNG are growing constantly. So week after week, there's something in that realm of the business. We still are definitely catering to wedding guests when weddings open up. But yeah, you know, currently that is a lot of what I'm busy with and a lot of what's taking up my time. When I'm not on the clock being a healer.
Okay. So you're 3-dimensional. Okay, just send me 3, 2.5 while you're waiting for April.
Yeah, you know, 2.5 right there, deep within.
Oh, snap. Tell me, what is the one thing that you would like people to know? Like something that maybe took you years to learn and find out or maybe get right. But something, it doesn't even have to be one thing, but something that you believe that people need to know and understand or you need to deliver to them. What's that one thing?
I guess also considering the kind of podcast we are on, the most prominent messaging that I've received in recent years and I've come to understand very well is, in as much as you can go to a healer seeking answers, you have to be a willing participant in your healing. Nobody's going to heal for you. Because I can identify your scab, but for the cells to regenerate on your body or wherever your wound is, you have to give it air. You have to take care of your wound. You have to make sure that it's not infected or those types of things. And I think the one thing that people miss about the healer client relationship is, one, you know, you have to do the work. You can go to Kokomoyo all you want, and Kokomoyo can tell you your history and your future, but your guys don't work unless you do. It applies to God as well. We can pray to God as much as we want. We can say, yo, Nkulunkulu, I want this and this and that. But what's your plan? What are you bringing to God's doorstep? We expect God to have all the answers, but God doesn't mess with your free will. Yeah, and people just miss the mark of everybody has ancestors. It doesn't mean that you're a healer. Everybody, we are black. Even white people walk around with their own ancestry.
Yep.
And the one thing we must just realize is that we come from such a vast lineage. Like,
Mm,
to give yourself the opportunity of time and understanding about the
mm,
bloodline that you come from is such a service to you, is such, you're doing yourself a great service by doing that for yourself. And don't always think your Wi-Fi is dependent on a healer, or something will not happen for you without that healer. You've got to make sure that the communication is with your guides first, because they will communicate one way or another, whether or not you're a
mm,
healer. And they'll make themselves clear and abundant in ways until
mm,
you actually get it. But you've also got to will it in your spirit. Nothing happens without,
mm.
you willing it in your spirit. I also believe Lily food doesn't happen without motho a dumela gore eng ke a tsamaya.
Amen.
So
Mm.
yeah.
Wow, I absolutely love that. And I'm a very big advocate of assisting people realize that they have all the tools they need. It's one thing when you say, I need a pair of shoes, but at the end of the day, the ability to walk is yours. So you
Yep.
can't put that on anyone else. And until you realize that your path is like 56 Ks, then you're going to stop walking and you're going to start running because you've understood the depth of how far you have to travel. So
Yep.
thank you so much, Gogo. Lebitso la hae la badimo ke mang ngwana ko gae?
Tla botsa offline. Akubatshepi
So
Lily.
Gogo
Demons
offline.
akubatshepi.
Thank you for coming onto the podcast today. I absolutely appreciate you. I adore you. I love the person that you are, and I love your relationship for you. It's easy for us to watch you from outside. It's easy for people to make judgments and make assumptions.
Yeah.
As you said, we want to claim as if like that you live in our house. You come back and report to us after all the things that have been happening. And I
Yeah.
love the relationship that you have with your husband. Ke re le
Yeah.
gole, le kopane even ka botlhale, le ka moya. And
Yeah.
and even until the babies even arrive, can you remain solid to the things that you plan for yourself? May everything that you touch turn into
Yeah.
gold, and may you get all the blessings that you deserve, especially after being able to both of you humble yourselves and allow yourselves to really le romege, because I hope no,
Yeah.
especially being in the public front, the scrutiny. It's like, dude, you can't make my ancestors not want to tumor me by virtue of you don't believe in ancestors. Fall
Yo.
back, as if you're not
Yo.
contending with yourself anyway. So thank you
Yo.
so much for tuning for being with us. There are people here that says, Gogo Dineo, I feel I know exactly what you're talking about. They say they absolutely love you. They appreciated you being on. And yeah, man, you were a fantastic guest. And thank you so much, Gogo.
Thank you so much, Coco. I'll speak to you soon.
Definitely. I've got a message for you while I was sitting here with you, but it's too private. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let you. But
Offline.
actually, I want you to stay on because I want to see your face when I say this. So can we make
No,
this
tell me offline.
no, oh Gonja, the sound guy is here. Okay, no, but he doesn't count, man. This guy, man. Ish.
Okay, wait. I'm understanding. You're going to tell me with the people.